Hi, hello, welcome to KNTV TV. Welcome to the Inside Indian Football episode number 49. We are one episode away from making a half century. The series of live stream which we started, I think now a couple of years back, have been very exciting journey till now, and not a bad day to do the Inside Indian Football, considering we have ISL semi-final first leg between Kerala Blaster and Jamshedpur FC, a big game in the playoffs also coming up later tonight, I think at 7:30 p.m. Other than that, there's lots of stuff to talk about. The changes in the Indian football team squad, the transfers which happened in last 7-10 days. Other than that, we'll do a statical preview of both the semi-finals. I will try to show you some stats which are not available to you guys, which you can see on your screen. I can discuss on those stats, take your questions according to the which team you are supporting, which player might impact in both the semi-final. Hi and hello, thank you Yashbert. Hello Amlan. Hi Kai Vampire. Hi, I have not slept. I am here. Don't worry. Love to kill a blaster from Nepal, says Rancho Roshan. That's great to see again some Nepalese fan joining us from Nepal. Also, there is a poll active in the comment section which says who will win the first leg of the semi-final 1 of ISL 2021 and 22. Big game. League leaders Jamshedpur FC against 4th place Kerala Blasters. I think forms goes out of the window in the knockout games. We have seen in past, team winning the league shield, not went on to win the ISL title. So I think it's very important for Jamshedpur FC they maintain, they maintain their form. And I think for Kerala Blaster, they were in between the season. They were looking one of the best team in the league, but ultimately because of the COVID and everything, they lost their form in between. And they will hope that they will have fully fit squad for this match later tonight. So prediction for 2-2 says Rancho for the first leg. Lots of news to talk about. Anshuman Datta, don't worry, I have something we will talk about the transfer news and everything and what's going on in and around. We have seen the article on Khel Now from the Northeast management side, you can say. The sources close to the Northeast management on the allegation made by Khalid Jamil, and also same article has the quotes from Khalid Jamil also, which he has denied. So I will talk about what happened at Northeast United after Gerard Nuss left. I will discuss because I have talked to Gerard Nuss in a podcast in this channel, on this channel only. Then of course we have been tracking the info, whatever going at Northeast United, and I have been very critical of Northeast United. Sometimes Northeast United fans have taken my criticism to their heart, and I really want clubs who have hardcore fans to do well. Is it Northeast United or Kerala Blasters? So sometimes it's our job to tell the harsh reality to the fans, because in India still I feel that the club fans, they are always behind their club, even if they are right or wrong here. So I think they are very emotionally connected, but they don't want to see the other side of their club, so that happens sometime. And I have been very critical, I will say, of Northeast United because the way they operate, but hopefully slowly they will be, now we're seeing the club like say Kerala Blaster doing so well, which kind of they also supported by a huge fan following. So I hope Northeast United also gets their house under the order and do well in upcoming season. Amlan says, as per Khenla, and the Gallot is all set to join Odisha FC. Ashish, is it true? And how is he? I have not seen him much. I think Narinder, I will say 1 year, 18 to 20 months ago, Narinder was one of the best Indian centre back in the domestic circuit. Made India debut under Igor Stimac, did very well, won the man of the match in Ahmedabad on the Hero Continental game. So I think not a bad signing for Odisha FC, and of course it is true when you're seeing on Khel Now, we do make sure we do our verification check on those stories. Sometimes we don't able to break these stories because we have our thorough process to go through while breaking these transfer stories, and other parties do it before us. So, but when we do, we have a thorough check, and Narendra will join Odisha FC for sure. But Gaurav Bora, the another centre back from Odisha FC, is joining the Northeast United. So there is players moving here and there. Of course, free agents have started signing contracts. We have already there. I will go through all the transfers which have been kind of confirmed in last 7-10 days. I have a list of those transfers. Mom Sporting tie-up, I will go through that. It's time to VP Sawyer to show his magic in national team. National team, Rancho Roshan, he's from Nepal, is kind of depleted right now. Sunil Chetri has been ruled out, Ashik ruled out, Suresh ruled out. So there are lots of players who has already ruled out from these friendlies. Also Jamshedpur FC, Kerala Blasters and ATK Mohun Bagan or Hyderabad FC players might join the national team very late. So will they play in the first friendly? It's already a big question mark to me because of the fatigue and everything. If they will, after playing intense ISL final or semi-final, will they able to join the national team straight away? तो वो बहुत सारे questions हैं मेरे पास उस बारे में बात करने के लिए. तो start करते हैं. I think let's start with the national team squad changes which has happened. First of all, so okay, just give me 1 second. So yeah, let's talk about the what changes have been happened at the national team level. There are players who have been out of the national team, and there are players who have been called to replace them. Some of the fan favorite have kind of come on board of the on board to replace these outgoing players. So let's talk about these players who have been ruled out due to injuries, recovery and everything. Sunil Chhetri, one of the biggest name. Not a bad time. I think good for Sunil. Injuries are never good and bad for anybody, but I think at least he's not ruled out for the big qualifiers in the summers. These are the friendlies where we need to test our players. So I think even Sunil Chhetri is taking extra time to recover. I think it's good for him. He needs extra time because he's 35 now, not young anymore, so he need to be taken care very well. His injury management need to be very from his club, from the national team. So I think Sunil Chhetri ruled out, Changte ruled out, Ashik ruled out, Glenn Martins ruled out, Mandara Desai ruled out, Vikram Pratap Singh and Suresh. So Vikram Pratap Singh scenario is also that Vikram and Mandara has not ruled out because of the injury. They have been asked their club. I'm sure the coach and the club has a chat, and the players who are set to start for national team, something like Apuya, he's allowed to join national team for the first game, and players who might be on the fringes of the national team, something like Mandar and Vikram Pratap, have been allowed to stay back with Mumbai City FC so that they can prepare for the AFC Champions League games which are coming up for Mumbai City FC. Players who come in, fan favorite Anwar Ali. I think I was kind of surprised when straight away because Ruyam was not called up first, Anwar was called. And I have said in last week episode also, I felt Anwar is one of the best centre back in India, but I think he still need to do more in the ISL. Of course, he came in the January window to FC Goa, but he didn't play that much to be judged or to be called for the national team. But I think, again, it's a camp. There will be still 15-16 players going out, so it's not a bad option for a coach to call Anwar Ali. But I was surprised that he was called before Huiram. But I think major thing is also that Huiram will join the team late, so I think maybe that's the reason Anwar was called before. Then of course from Jamshedpur FC, their fullback Laldina Rinthalia also was called off. Huiram was called off. Danish Farouk, I was surprised when he was not there in the initial squad. So at least now he's added. I think one of the players who can play in that midfield 3 also, and any of the front 3 position. I think he had a good season. One of the better Bengaluru FC player this season. I think alongside their fullback Norim Roshan and also Nikhil Pujari from Hyderabad FC. He has been fringes of the national team. So squad look bit different now as squad is on there and on your screen also. Gill is there. I think Gill, Dheeraj. I will love to see maybe Gill or Dheeraj making a debut or their debut in one of these friendlies. Is important to test these goalkeepers. And Igor Stimac has also said, that he want informed goalkeepers like Gill. He said that only Gill performed well in this ISL out of all the Indian goalkeepers. All other Indian goalkeepers have a terrible or a bad season, he said, and he hoped that bringing these informed goalkeepers like Gill in the squad will push Gurupreet Sandhu to gain his confidence and form back. Of course, the Pritam Kotals, Ashutosh Mehta's selection questions have been asked by fans, but I think he wants experience to be in and around his defense. Seritan Fernandez keeps his place, had an average ISL season. Ashish Rai is there, but again, he is part of Hyderabad FC. When he will join, will he be able to the first friendly? I think looks tough right now. Rahul Bheke is there, Sandesh Jingan, Deepak Tangri, Narendra Galot, Sana, Shubhashis Bose, another question mark selection by the way according to fans. Akash Mishra is there, Roshan Singh, Anwar Ali is there now, and I'm very happy that Laldina Nithai has been finally called up. He has done so well with Jamshedpur FC in last couple of seasons, and finally he has also got the prize of it by getting the call up to the national team. And of course Kerala Blaster, one of the best performer for Kerala Blaster this season, Indian performer Huiram Ruiva has been also called up now. Will we see him playing for India? I think tough to say in these games, because again, if Kerala Blaster goes to final, then he will join the squad late. But again, he has still 2 more games to play, and I think let's see how Igor Stimac manages these players who joined the team team, late, and will they get to play first friendly? I think most of them we will see in the second friendly. Some of them might play in the first friendly from the bench, because the Mumbai City FC players who are staying with the national team, some like Apuya, they will go back to their club after the first friendly. So I think that's how they have managed that. Once Mumbai City players go to the back to Mumbai City FC, these players who are playing in the ISL finals will join. So I think they will balance out the squad accordingly. I think the forward department look very bleak now. No Chetri, so Manveer, Liston, and Rahim Ali is only there. You can say Danish. Farouk is also one of the forward, and Udanta will also count as the forward. He was made the wide midfielder. He was always have been the forward, I will say. But of course, since becoming professional at ISL, he have been played more in the wider position. So I think that's the department. Ishan Pandita could have been called, but again, not played much. So because and we have seen that Igor Stimac likes his team to be heavy in midfield, so that's why these midfielder like Jixon, midfielder like Andrew Thapa, Sahel, Apuya, Yasir, they have been called up. But Aniket Jadhav is also there, VP Swear is also there, so they are also forward. But yeah, typical number 9, only Manveer Singh is there, and I can say Aniket or VP Swear can play there. But I think I would love to see Rahim Ali also. I would love to see India playing with 2 strikers instead of forward players. I think it's better to now, because we don't have Manveer has not played number 9 for a while now. He has played those striker position for ATK Mohun. So I think maybe that's the way for India to go ahead, play Manveer or Liston together, or play Liston or Udanta, or Liston or VP Swear, or Liston or Aniket Jadhav. I think Liston need to be there. We need goal scorers. We don't have many goal scorers in this team. If you take out Sunil Chhetri, all of this squad have not scored, I think, more than 25 to 30 goals. I have to count each of them, but I'm sure that's not more than 25-30 goals. So I think it's important for this squad. Without these Sunil Chhetri, how they cope up, will they able to score goals? I think, and matches are not that easy. You're not playing as Nepal, Bangladesh, you're playing as Belarus and Bahrain. Still no update on Belarus game, by the way. So as of now, the last week, I was told from the sources at AIFF, the game is still on. It is not called off. Even it is called off at the last moment, there are chances that India will play Bahrain twice to make sure that India have at least 2 games. So I think that's the Indian squad for you guys. So let me take up some questions regarding this. Ashish, my question is, why clubs are complaining or Indian players are in demand? Why they can't buy players from I-League like Hoiram? I think quality, I will say, because I-League players are still not ready straight away for ISL. Huiram has done well, but that's not true for every I-League players who come into the ISL, and Danish Farouk is another example who come from I-League, has done well in ISL. But I think maybe ISL club need to improve their scouting. They're still dependent on the assistant coaches to make recommendation for these Indian players. Hopefully, more and more ISL club develop the scouting network to watch these players physically from stadium. Because of COVID, it was also tough last couple of years. So that's why the supply chain have been disturbed of these players. National team is also not playing, so you don't know who are the best Indian players in the categories right now. So you are physically, you can't watch games, so you have to do video scouting, and you don't know who are because Indian youth teams are not playing, so you're not sure who are the best 30 players in each age categories. So I think we will see these Arrows players. They are already in high demand, by the way. AFF has told clubs not to make any approach till the I-Leagues ends, and then we will see many of these Arrows players moving to these ISL clubs very soon. Indian team camp has started, by the way. They have started training. I have to just check, but I think they were supposed to start training here in these dates only. मैं ठीक हूँ सुरेश भाई, आप ठीक हो? आप बताइए exactly what went wrong with. I will come with the ISL team question. बड़े हुए नाम हुए 10, अब हैदराबाद करेगा सबको परास्त. Not bad, प्रतीक भाई. Where is Mohammad Nawaz as a goalkeeper? I'm surprised, because I will say, if any coach, say Juan Fernando becomes India coach at this rate, Sergio Lobera becomes, they will want somebody like Mohammad Nawaz to be their goalkeeper. I know people want their goalkeeper to be tall, but we have seen in, say, at the top level now, the physicality of goalkeepers, it's not as important as it was in past, say, last 10 years back. So now they want the goalkeeper to be playing as a quarter center back or, extra midfielder sometime. And if your, goalkeeper is very good with his feet, that's give you an extra passing option from the midfield, from the defense. If they can find the players between the lines, that's give your team to play the fast and attractive football. So I think Mohammad Nawaz should be here and there in the Indian goalkeeping department, because I will love to have him, because he will provide you very different option compared to Gurpreet, Aminder, Dheeraj, or Gill is not that bad with feet, by the way. Gill played as a, if I remember correctly, as a centre back in his days. So Gill is also very decent on with feet. So I think that's the thing. Let's see how Mohammad Nawaz is rated in this goalkeeping department. Goalkeeping is one department where lots of talent. I think we hope that we would have half the talent in the striker department. India would have been doing well in last couple of years. Why they are two legs of semi-final when they are just playing only in Goa? Are as simple as that, because that's have been the format of the ISL. There are two games in Goa also. They were home and away. Stadium was allotted, so they are following the same format. I am still favoring of removing the playoffs altogether. I think the League Shield is the trophy for me. I think maybe if they get more knockout competition in from next season, Super Cup, if they get a Durand Cup, pre-season, maybe they can remove the playoffs and the finals. Let's have league competition, and that will maybe ultimately convert the ISL from tournament to a league, and I think that will be great. But I think fans like this final and semi-final. It bring more excitement. It will bring more TV rating. It will bring more revenue for sponsors also. I think that's the reason it's still there. Let me take a couple of questions. Owen Cowell staying. Greg Stewart staying. Any contract extension of foreign Indian players? Please tell me you have update. By the way, I'm so happy that my GFC one sealed, and now ISL and ASL next target Sushma Prasad. They have not qualified for AFC Champions League, by the way. There will be a playoff game between them and the next year ISL League Shield winner. Regarding the extension, I think it's tough to say for Jamshedpur FC at this rate, because they are still in the contention for the finals. So that squad is totally focused on that. I think ultimately the primary discussion between these top players and the coaches like Owen Cowell, Greg Stewart has already taken place between the club and the representative of the players and the coaches, and in case coaches directly communicating, so it's already taken place. But I'm not sure they will be talking about contract extension right now when the semi-finals are going on. That's not the right time to talk, to put anything inside the head of your players or the coaches. So I think Jamshedpur FC has been backed by good management in the last couple of years. I tweeted this thing, a small thread of tweets on Twitter that I spoke to Gaurav, the CEO, start of last season, in the podcast, and he told me that how they prepared, how they signed Owen Cowell, make sure the Owen Cowell comes to the Jamshedpur FC. Then I spoke to Owen Cowell before start of this season. I think it's been very lucky for them also. But I think Owen told that how he got these young Indian players to make sure fill the holes in the squad, getting these key foreigners, and till January you will say they did everything well. They got rid of Vasquez, who was not performing well. Got someone like Chima, who has scored key goals to get them to the top spot, maintain that top spot. So I think overall they have done perfectly fine till now. Only thing is remaining is now winning that ISL trophy. Actually, I was speaking to somebody, and I said maybe Jamshedpur FC have done their work now, but I'm told they are hungry to win that ISL trophy. They are not taking anything lightly as of now. So let's see how today's semi-final goes. I will come to my prediction. Ugbeche and Rai available tomorrow. Still, last regarding Hyderabad, we have to wait because the COVID thing and everything. I think Ugbeche, Ashish Rai, both will have to wait to the last moment to figure out they are available or not. Why Ugbeche Joy are available? That's I have taken. Ashish Bhai, were Mumbai, Kerala, BFC interested in Narendra Ifesan? Why he choose Odisha FC? I think playing time is also very important at this time. Of course, when a player becomes a free agent, his agent will be pinging the club at Bengaluru, Mumbai, that my player is available. Are you interested? There will be talks happening place. I think overall, good call from Narendra Bhai to go to Odisha FC. He need to play. He's competing with someone like Huiram. So if you see like Huiram who's playing the whole season at a centre back, now he's a kind of a mixed things of the national team. So you need to play as a centre back if you want to part of the national team, because there will be players like Shubhashish Bose, Pritam Kotal, Ashutosh Mehta, Sandesh Jingan, these experienced players who will play, and they will be always preferred over you because you're not playing. So I think it's good call from Narendra to join Odisha FC at this rate, because Gaurav Bora left Odisha FC. So I think there is a spot for an Indian centre back. Also, there's still a question mark on the number of foreigners next year. If there will be four foreigners available, only playing 11. So I think you need to make sure that and if they increase it to 5, then you need to be very smart with your next club, choosing your next club. You have to make sure you go to the club where you play instead of sitting on the bench. Can you tell me how was ISL TV viewership number this season? Has it decreased because of Kabaddi League happening same time? Because this year, because I didn't see that many ISL advertisement. R Sharma, I'm not sure what happened because this season Star have not put in the same kind of effort or input in the ISL promotion. I have not seen many ISL game on the homepage of ISL Hotstar. By the way, the banners or top banners, I have really seen the ISL. If especially there are more live events going on, I have seen ISL game less and less on that space. Not seen many TV ads cross platforming on Star also. So ISL started not badly, but not at the same TV rating wise at the previous seasons. Then of course Kabaddi leagues also started in December, but ISL rating from the day started till December 22 was not the same as of the previous season. And of course then Kabaddi happened, and Kabaddi happened at the same time. Again, the Hotstar's places on the top banners have also taken by Kabaddi, and then Indian team cricket team matches also happened. So I think the TV rating have been not same, and I'm only hoping that maybe the having back-to-back season in Goa is the reason for that. Once you move back to the normal season, the TV rating also goes back to the normal season. Is Belarus friendly? Yes, as of now, Belarus friendly is on. By the way, I checked the AFF sources last week. They said it's on. And even if the game got called off at the last moment, I can see Bahrain India playing twice in the same dates. What do you think of ISL rating decrease because of 3+? The quality of game have of course dipped initially. By the way, there were some funny defensive errors. But overall, the rise of more Indian players also is a story from this ISL. By the way, we would have not seen Huiram or player like Huiram coming up if we have 5 foreigners, because then for sure clubs would have played 2 foreign centre backs. So I think it's a both. You have to see both side of coins. Has TV rating decreased because of the quality of football? Not sure. I will say more of a marketing effort if would have been put in by the franchisees, the league and the Star. Maybe the TV ratings would have been a bit better as it is right now. Any movement in Northeast United camp after Bora? They are talking to some players regarding contract extension. Northeast United and couple of Indian players are also in talks to to sign again. But these Indian players, you will not find a big name joining them. So they are doing again. They are scouting to get these players on board. Will the relegation system be implemented in ISL? I will say yes. When? That's tough to say at this moment. I will not say it will next year or the season after it. We have to wait to find out when it will be implemented. Bahrain playing second friendly against Burundi. Whether India will do the same, I think that might be chance. So let's see how they organize. But I think if the game would have been called off, they might call off in next couple of days and then announce the replacement. But let's see, I think what they do with that game. Why no one talking about Brandon last time after recovering from injury? Brandon played well in ACL. Now also he will play well. I think there is no doubt on the Brandon selection and Brandon quality, and especially to me, by the way, people who know me, they know that I have been watching this kid from when he was playing for India under 14. So I know all about his quality, but I think he need to remain injury free now. His seasons in last 5-6 years have been hit hard with injuries, and you can't control injuries, but you can become more fit. You can maintain your diet, everything to get your recovery time at a quicker level. So I think hopefully remains injury fit now. Important year for India coming up, because in June you are playing these friendly qualifiers to AFC Asian Cup, and if India qualifies, then 2023 there will be AFC Asian Cup. So I think last couple of years have been very quick. We played Asia Cup in 2019. Brandon didn't play it in, so I think he will want to play Asia Cup, so he had to make sure India qualify to the Asia Cup by playing well in the June. So let's see how Brandon does with the Indian team now, because Goa had very average season this time. Even Amlan, I will take your question on Odisha FC, but I think lack of changing the strategies and the playing 11. I think initially the playing 11 was very stable. Vineet Rai was there, and then changed their playing 11 in between. And I think then of course they changed their coach also, and they lost the form in between. I think sometime you have to see, for example, Jamshedpur FC, they have kept their system and lineup very same throughout the season, and then kept on bringing extra boost from the bench whenever required. Something which I think Kerala has also done, and I think that's very important. You can't cut and change in league like ISL because you lose momentum very quickly. You lose one game and the other game is on your head in say couple of days. There are not much time to improve, change things in training. So you don't need to see the into the momentum of upward is good, but you don't want to get into the downward momentum. Once you lose one game, next game is very quick. You keep on playing bad, you might lose 3 to 4 games, and that will mean that your position in the table will be in the mid table or in the lower half of the table. So I think that's very important. Hopefully, what I'm hearing that league, they want to be longer next season, but still there's a World Cup in between. But I'm hearing that there will be at least 2 days where there will be not any ISL games, so that will give teams some recovery time, some more training times. I think that's important, in terms of how the coaches want to structure it. Also, before moving ahead to the ISL semi-finals, there's some transfers and the extension which happened in last 7 to 10 days. Kerala Rashtra goalkeeper has extended his contract. Prabhushan Gill. Narendra Gehlot signed by Odisha FC. Sajid Dhoot extended by Chennai FC. Saurabh Das signed by Chennai FC. Gaurav Bora signed by Northeast United. The 3 to 4 stories have been broken by Kerala only. Romeri Jesura signed by Chennai FC. It was done couple of, I think, 10 days back. Arshdeep Singh reported elsewhere, signed by FC Goa. Then there is Ortiz, who is joining, has left FC Goa alongside Santana, who has left North East to join Sergio Lobera in China. So I think there are still some couple of more former Sergio Lobera player who might follow the route of Ortiz or Santana and go to China, but of course the window is closed in China and they are under contract, so these things are going on. So let's see after ISL ends how these things move, but we will see some movement of former Sergio Lobera players going to China. I think maybe Sergio Lobera should look for a former Indian player instead of foreigner, and maybe they take it to China. It will be a good experience for an Indian player to go and play in China. I think whenever you go to foreign leagues, you will learn something different, the culture and everything, and you will be able to see what kind of leagues in China. And I think that may be the way to go for Indian players. If you see Asian players, they have been playing more in Asian leagues than they're thinking about Europe. Our players, sometimes they think about straight away Manchester United, Real Madrid, Premier League, that will not happen straight away. You need to make a pipeline of going to the Asian leagues, bigger leagues from India, then maybe to the Eastern Europe or the leagues in Norway, Sweden, Finland, and then maybe think about Spain, England, Germany, France, which are the top league in Europe. So I think we straight away think about two, say, Premier League, La Ligas, and that's not going to happen with the way we are playing right now, our players playing. I think we need to go to the one step by time. If you're playing in ISL, maybe go to Asian leagues, Chinese Super League. If you can get a contract there, it's a good deal. It's a good league. Australian League, there are chances of Australian League that the passport for the Asian players will be not required. So they're making some changes to the league. So I think let's see how the Asian League goes. These are some transfers which happened in the last 7 to 10 days. Setup look dope, somebody said. Yeah, so there are a couple of football related books behind, two from Marcus, by the way, one on Salgawkar and one on Dampo Golden Eagles. I'm not sure it is available in the market right now, but these are brilliantly written by Marcus, by the way, and I know you guys all know who is Marcus I'm talking about, and that's tell you the history and legacy of two Goan clubs. Hopefully, once the restriction between both the leagues opened up, I will love to see something like Dampo and Salgawkar making a joint effort or doing something, bringing another club from Goa. I think Goa have enough professional players to have two clubs in ISL. Only thing I'm concerned about, will they have enough support for two different ISL clubs? Will getting another club from Goa will divide the support of FC Goa also, because then North Goa, South Goa, their situation is a bit different travelling wise. So if a club gets from North Goa and then one club from South Goa, I think possibly if they make a small compact stadium instead of playing Fatorda, say Bambalem Stadium is a very good stadium, Tilak Madan is a very good stadium, so they can make these stadium by their own, get them on a longer lease, build them, maintain them, build good stands, and then it might be more fun, instead of playing big Fatorda stadium. So I think if they can play on a two separate stadium, two clubs from Goa, who say no, because they have the most of the professional players, very good state league, so they have that infrastructure and pipeline to support these two clubs. But I think let's see that will happen or not. Do you think Chetri is still fit enough to compete with the present youngsters? India should go with more youngsters to the Asian Cup. I will say you will need experience and guidance and leadership of Sunil Chetri in next 1 year at least. These youngsters, they have been doing well in domestic setup. They are still not shown similar kind of form in the international level. So we need experienced player, the guidance on the pitch. So I think, and Sunil Chetri knows what's a good for Indian football. I think he will, whenever he feel, and he said in past also, whenever he feel he can't contribute to the Indian team, I think he will hang his boot. But I think still there's lots of left in him to contribute to the Indian team. Why not? No one is talking about TP Renis, Boris, Jitinder, Ricky, also Ishan. Because of them, only Jamshedpur has won the ISL and hopefully winning trophy too. Why Agos T-Mac don't even choose them? Boris, Jitinder, Ricky. I think, of course, he got a couple of them now. I think only thing is, I'm not supporting coach in this, but he can't make too many changes straight away because he have to keep his core of squad players which he has already seen, and then of course he can fill up the position by new players. He have called lots of new players, but I think ultimately I will judge this squad selection when I will see the final 23. There's still 38-man squad, not easy to judge the squad based on that. So let's see. He will have a bigger camp post pre the qualifiers in summer. So I think that time maybe we call a bigger pool of players to see in the camp. I had only 2 foreign player minds extend with FC Goa. Is it true? Please take my questions with Kanika Devkar. Yes, Goa kind of in a reboot mode right now, I think also, but I will not say that only 2 will stay or 1 will stay, because ultimately it will be decided by the management and the new coach. So I think when new coach comes, he will be going to judge which player he wants to keep in terms of the foreigners. Will FC Goa announce their coach this month? Not sure of announcing, but there will be some movement which ultimately will come out through media for the fans regarding FC Goa coach in this month. Ashish talk about Mohammedan Sporting right tie-up with European club. They are telling that they will enter ISL next season. Lots of, it's just like Kolkatan football, there will be talks at different level. I'm not saying we'll see Mohammedan Sporting in ISL next season, but they have done well in last couple of years. By the way, I'm thinking to bring their one of the key decision maker to the studio to do a podcast or something on the same. But I think European tie-ups we have seen in past doesn't serve much. I will very honestly, very honest about it all. We have seen lots of tie-ups. It's more of the PR moves, and we have seen it. I've been asking every tie-up same question: how this tie-up is different from past tie-up. I think Indian football need to make sure there's an ecosystem around it. There is a supporting system around it. Of course, these European clubs will be interested in these PR tie-ups, but ultimately, if these clubs can't contribute to the grassroots level of Indian football, these clubs and in these tie-ups will more of a PR than a technical partnership or a tie-up, you can say. When will relegation system be implemented in ISL, and how many divisions will there in ISL in upcoming years? Meenu Sanjay. I think we will see maybe 3-tier like league system in India. I'm not sure, but I think ISL will be top tier. Will they merge I-League second division and I-League? That's important. Sadly, I-League quality have been, the teams are not putting the effort. The old teams like ISL and all, they have kind of left all the hopes. We have seen club like Rajasthan, so they are trying, Round Glass Punjab, they're new club, they have a new hope, they're trying to do something, but the quality of football has gone rapidly down in I-League in last couple of seasons now, since of course it's officially known that ISL has become a top level. So that's the role of AFF now, how they implement I-League in a way, make it attractive for clubs to enter. So I think once the promotion start, then we might see the real I-League, instead of what we're seeing right now. Replacement of Narendra at Jamshedpur FC, I think Jamshedpur FC will not make any kind of transfer move while they are still playing these games. We'll see some kind of movement once the I-League is over. What skill are required to join Khel Now, Rudraksh, Rajay Mishra? Depending on if you're an editorial person, you can join. If you write articles, social media you can join. If you're a video graphics person, you can still join. If you are a voice host or these kind of stuff, any of the video services you can join. So there are lots of roles which are available, you can always join. Women's league details, of course, at least they're making league bigger. Now they are hoping that to make everybody play against each other twice instead of making groups. But still, these are very small steps, and will I still feel COVID is kind of, hopefully, finger cross, is going away. Hopefully, finger crossed, because we were same time last year we were thinking same, and then there was the outbreak in the summer. So hopefully it remains, and then we'll see the football going back to the old days of home and away. That will be great. I Sushma Prasad says, Ashish bhai, choose your favorite ISL, favorite global team. Mine is Jamshedpur, Liverpool FC. Best two teams with best two coaches, Owen Coyle, Klopp. Hope they stay forward. At Europe, the love and the following for, I think it will always remain Manchester United. Various reason. In India, so it's a bit different, as I come from Dehradun, stay in Delhi. At this point, I say Delhi FC, by the way, because I have a theory of, of course we love to, and then of course I follow clubs who play Indian players in ISL, in I League, Arrows. I've been watching for a while. Jamshedpur FC this season, they've done well, and they always have very good upcoming Indian players. Bangalore FC, I've been keen follower. FC Goa, Kerala Blaster this season with the Indian players. So I think that attract me more, because I don't have a club from my hometown, Dehradun, or currently I'm staying in Delhi. So Delhi FC, I will say at this moment, or so they were Delhi, you can say. Why there is a less friendly game for Indian national team, even though we have 4-month league? That's question to be asked to all India Football Federation. Tactical videos, we're going to shoot one video for Indian team on Monday, so I have not worked on that. We'll start thinking about what lineups and all we can hope. I have to go back to my notes from the previous games, previous lineup for Indian team regarding the same. What is your opinion on Igor Stimac comments on foreign player? Is he saying that four players enough? I think national team coach will always protect the interest of national team. I think he's right on his behalf. Now it's, but I think from club behalf, do you want to put them on a disadvantage in the Asian competition? Because practicing week in, week out with 4 foreigners, then switching to 5 foreigners when you're playing the Champions League game, AFC game, it's not going to be that simple. Their preparation will be stop and start. They have a different preparation set for the continental game than the different preparation for the league games. So I think I'm more into the we have to find a balance. I think if we can increase 2 ISL teams and then maybe go to the 5 foreigners or 6 foreigners, it's fine. Maybe then you will see. I'm still have a mix thoughts on this. I will tell you, I will love to see Indian players playing more and more, but then I will love to see Indian club doing well in the AFC Champions League. That will brought more attention, more eyes towards Indian footballs. So I think let's see, let's hear out. We have heard about the coach opinions. Maybe in upcoming weeks, I'm going to talk with the various coaches and the players. Let's see what they say about it, and then maybe judge on the same. Whether India can win against Bahrain team, tough. I think we lost against Bahrain in the Asian Cup, but that was a very close game. But this Indian team is very different. Any update on KAFA Cup this year? Because there was a rumor last year that India was national team. Yes, that was a rumor. They were invited formally, but the tournaments were not organized due to COVID. Hopefully this year there will be more competition, because also the Qatar World Cup is also taking place. So there will be some movement in the Middle East football this year for sure. Whether India can win against, so I think let's stick to the Indian team question for a. Let's stop the Indian team question for a while. If you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button, and you can still vote on the polls. Kerala Blaster says 59%, and let me now switch it to first final some stats stat book I have with them, which league has of course sent it across. This is between Jamshedpur FC and Kerala Blaster. Kerala Blaster have just won one game against Jamshedpur FC till now. That's surprising stat, by the way. And Jamshedpur FC won 3 games in head-to-head, 6 draws, and in terms of goals, Jamshedpur have scored 16 goals, considered as 12. So I think on paper, in this form, of course, Jamshedpur FC goes favourite into this game. But let's see how this goes. There are more stats this season. In the venue they're playing, the semi-final, first semi-final. Of course. Kerala has just won 2 games there out of 13, so that's also a concerning point for them. Let's see the previous match 87, which took place on 10th February. Jamshedpur FC won 3-0 against Kerala Blaster. The previous match, Kerala Blaster home game, where Sahel scored the equalizer, remained 1-1. That was draw. And but last season Kerala Blaster won that game in Tilak Madan, where Jordan Murray scored twice, and now he's playing for Jamshedpur FC. Before that, same scoreline was repeated by Jamshedpur FC in GRD Tata Complex when they won 3-2. So I think overall this season, I will say Jamshedpur FC is going as a favorite, but we can't take Kerala Blaster very lightly. These are some stats from their attacking, from their attacking purpose and the passing purpose. As you can see on the screen. So Jamshedpur have scored 42 goals with 30, and Kerala Blaster 34 goals. Shots on target very similar, but that's also tell you Jamshedpur players have been very efficient with their shooting. But then somebody like Greg Stewart, Jordan Murray, even somebody like Ishan Pandita, they got one chance and they scored 1 goals. Other than that, I think shot accuracy we can see with Kerala Blaster, they have 35%, Jamshedpur has 32%. Goal conversion rate is better for Jamshedpur FC. Passing wise, Kerala Blaster have played more fluid passing, and that we're not expecting Owen Goal team to play fluid passing, but 65% is very less from Jamshedpur FC because you have won the league shield. But I think that's the way Owen Goal's team plays. This is the defensive stats from Jamshedpur and Kerala Blaster both. Jamshedpur conceded 21 goals, Kerala Blaster conceded 24 goals. So both team had equal clean sheet, by the way. Kerala Blaster of course attempted more tackles, had more blocks, done more clearance, won more aerial duels, won more. They also committed more fouls. Also had less. So Jamshedpur has more offside. Kerala Blaster had more yellow card and more red card also. So defensively, Kerala Blaster had done very well. The type of goals, if you can see, for Kerala Blaster, if you see, this is for Jamshedpur FC, 19 open play, 23 from set piece, and Kerala Blaster have scored 22 from open play, 12 from set piece. So Jamshedpur FC's threat from set piece also for Kerala Blaster, and if you see concede also, Kerala Blaster have conceded both type 12 goals from open play, 12 from set pieces. Jamshedpur FC has conceded 12 goals from open play, 9 from set pieces. So Jamshedpur FC had done well from the set pieces in defensively and offensively also. So in terms of goal timings, if you see, Jamshedpur FC have scored 6 goals in first 15 minutes. Kerala Blaster scored 4 goals in first 15 minutes. Then of course in later part, if you see, both the teams have scored 7 or 8 goals from 76 to 88 minutes. You can see on the screen this side. Conceding timing, if you see, Jamshedpur scored 2 goals in first 15 minutes. Kerala Blaster scored 3 goals first 15 minutes. But if you see, Kerala Blasters have a habit of conceding goals just before a half time and just after a half time also. They've conceded 4 goals between 30 to 30 minutes to half time, and conceded 5 goals between 45 minutes to 60 minutes. So I think that's the thing. State of play. Let's come to the key players now. For Jamshedpur FC, I think of course Greg Stewart is the biggest key player for them. He has scored 10 goals, 10 assists, a season like Hugumo when he had with that FC Goa. The Stewart is having in just 19 games, and I think for Kerala Blaster, Pereira Diaz in 18 games, 8 goals, 1 assist. In midfield, the battle between Ritvik Das, who has emerged as a emerging player for the Jamshedpur FC, former Kerala Blaster man again. He has scored 4 goals, 1 assist, but his goals have come up in recent games. Adrian Luna was fantastic, one of the best Kerala Blaster player I will say from this season. 20 goals, his number could have been higher if Kerala Blaster would have finished better. 5 goals, 7 assists, has done in terms of the passing. In defender, we have Ruiham playing very well for Kerala Blaster, and Jamshedpur Laldina Inthai. So now these are the 90 million percentile comparison between Stewart and Pereira Diaz. So Greg Stewart is the orangish and Pereira Diaz is the bluish. So if you see, Stewart have more assists, more shots on target, more total chance created, more touches, more passes. In terms of touches in opposition box, Pereira Diaz is better. In terms of offside, Pereira Diaz is better. In terms of shots, Pereira Diaz is on par. So I think of course Stewart has one of the best season. In midfield, you can see how how good Adrian Luna have been this season. Other than goals, He has dominated somebody like Ritik Das. More assists, lesser shots because he plays in more of the midfield position. Total chance created, far better crosses, touches, passes, tackles, interception. Of course, fouls commit as you expect from Owen Covell team. Ritik Das is higher, and this is for the defenders. It's the same. Now let's come to the shot map for the both the teams. You can see, most of the goals for Jamshedpur has come inside the box. Kerala Blasters have scored some goals from outside the box also. We'll go through quickly on these. These are the goals which Jamshedpur and Kerala Blasters have scored on the on the goal map. Both the team are the good finishers. Penalties might be required in the second leg, not in the first leg though. But I think Pereira Diaz has scored good penalties. Same with Greg Stewart. Chima has scored no penalty for them. Alvaro Vasquez also scored penalties for Kerala Blaster. So that's another thing. Then there are various numbers. I think these will go quickly. And most points in the league stage of the Hero season. Jamshedpur FC have now 43 points in the league stage, which is highest, by the way, one of the record, because Bengaluru has previous record of 40 points in 17-18, 2021 ATK won 40 points, Mumbai City FC 40 points in 2021, so that's 3 points more Jamshedpur FC had this season. So I think that's tell you all about how brilliant season have Jamshedpur FC this season. This is Jamshedpur FC match-wise points progression. How they have their graph app is always upward run, and last 7 games they are undefeated. In between also, if you see, they got 3 games in between where there was winless run, but they are in form right now. Let's move very quickly to Kerala Blaster. Kerala Blaster reached the semi-final 3rd time in their Hero ISL history. This is the first appearance in semi-final since 2016. And in terms of the position, in 2014 they were 4th. 2016 they are amazing season, 2nd, and then 6th, 9th, 7th, 10th. Now they are 4th. In terms of the points, if you see the points they have got. Okay, there's no point here. We'll go move downwards to see the points and the trend. There another very interesting chart I want to show you guys how they remain in the. There are lots of stats to talk about, but these are interesting. Yes, this is the important thing I want to show. League position match day wise, Jamshedpur FC has an up and down initially. Then they were kind of a second for a while. Then Kerala Blaster went to the top position and then they dropped. But Jamshedpur also dropped, but then bounced back. And in the last weeks, Jamshedpur FC was second, and then they got into 7 undefeated, streak wise, and then they reach that top spot, and that was the kind of a great achievement for them. But if you see, Kerala Blaster not started well. When Jamshedpur FC was second for till the match day 8, then the Kerala Blaster reached 3rd. Before they were 5th, and they started from 11th from match day 1. Then they went to 8th on the match day 2, and they were the bottom half initially. And everyone thinking the Kerala Blaster didn't have the a good season, but ultimately they approach back. This is attack wise, goals per match, year wise. As Jamshedpur FC started in 2017 only. So Kerala Blaster has done well in this season in terms of attacking return. And these are lots of stats, by the way. Let's quickly take the offensive play. Jamshedpur FC mostly from the middle, and right and left is 33%, 31%. But Kerala Blaster, they have their attacks equally from each, from middle also, from the wings also. They are not dependent on a particular players in particular position. That's why Greg Stewart has come into play, because he played in these midfield positions and he has influenced game from a lot from there. I think these are the per 90 minutes. They are top 5 players from each clubs. Ishan Pandita have 0.89 value, second ranked above Jordan Murray, by the way, but he has not played many games, so his per 90 stats will always be better. In terms of assist per 90 player, Mubasir Rahman is second for Jamshedpur FC behind Stewart, and Ishan Pandita is number 1 in terms of the shots per 90 minute ahead of Jordan Murray and Stewart. Passes per 90 minute, again Stewart, he has been fantastic, and Laldin Puya is second. Attacking 3rd per 90 minute, Stewart and Boris is second, by the way, attacking third per 90 minute. Let's come to the Kerala Blaster very quickly. Goals per 90 minute, Pereira Diaz and Vasquez. Then is Vinci Barreto. Sahel, very good to be Sahel to be there. Prashant is number 4th. Shots per 90 minute, Vasquez. Second is Chencho, by the way. Third is Pereira Diaz. 4th is Vinci Barreto. And 5th, surprising, is Nishu Kumar, by the way. So that's good, very good stat to check. Assist per 90 minute, KP Rahul first, by the way, where he's missed majority of the games. Adrian Luna is the second, Prashant third, Chencho 4th, and Koilang is 5th. Passes per 90 minute for Kerala Blaster, Leskovis, Luna second, Ayush Adhikari third, Ruyam 4th, and attacking third per 90 minute, Luna first, Chencho second. Chencho has done well in the limited games which he has got. Here are the shots attempted by both the clubs. You can see total shot 293, 94 on target. Blue is on target, by the way. Sorry. And green are the goals. Kerala Blasters have green goals outside the box. You can see they have scored more goals from outside the box. This is the Kerala Blaster goal chart. And this is how they passes in the pitch. And lots of data. I think it's too much to go through, but I'm just taking the important one for you guys. This is the relevant. If I have any charts to show. This is defense season wise progression for Kerala Blaster and Jamshedpur FC. Jamshedpur FC defense have been decent in last 2 seasons under Owen Coyle. Goal conceded match home. Again, this is irrelevant. Another charts if you have anything more charts to show. So that's it. I think this is for the first semi-final. I have similar kind of a report for the second semi-final also. It will be too lengthy for you guys, so we might skip that, and I will come back to your questions now. I just wanted to, Kumar bhai, Reddy bhai, I just wanted to show that if you guys will be interested in data like these are the reports which get generated. So I thought, as is a big game, that might show different scenarios, and that have shown to me. I'm surprised to Chencho higher for Kerala Blaster as he not played much games. Something like Ishan Pandita having a more shots per 90 minute rating. So I think it's good to see these stats sometimes. Some of the stats I have also checked first time. So that's the reason I have taken AFA President update. Nothing at this time. Parveen, choose one, Lovera or Owen, and please tell your favorite ISL coach of all time. If one of game, I might pick Owen Coyle, and if I'm looking for sexy, attractive football, I will pick Sajal Lovera. So I think that's the way I will go for. Any chance of Javi Victor to stay in Odisha FC, and any chance of for extension? There are talks going on with Javi regarding extension. So let's see. But I think again depend on how quickly they can get their coach done. Do you think Indian will watch AFC Champions League after watching the UEFA Champions League from so many years, and AFC Champions League can match UEFA Champions League? Kumar Reddy, that's similar. Do you think Indian will watch ISL over Premier League? There will be audience who will prefer Premier League, but I think there will be audience who will be interesting to see how Indian clubs are doing in big Chinese clubs, big Japanese club, big Australian clubs, and I would love to go to an away game in Australia for a Indian club. That will be a great trip to make. So I think always it's all about building the football culture. By the way, if you have some fans going home and away, of course, traveling is very costly, as not very similar to what in Europe, but I think it will be great if you can build this culture, maybe with the Asian countries, going to say Thailand for games, have a quick holiday also and watch ISL club, Indian club playing against Boyam United in Thailand, will be a great experience. I think that's the culture we need to build, and I think that's the important why Indian clubs need to play regularly in the AFC Champions League, if you ask me. Lineup thoughts: if increased to foreigner 5, the both CV will be taken away by foreigners. It's not necessary. We have seen Indian centre back playing in past. We have seen Jitendra playing for Jitendra playing for Jamshedpur FC. Sandesh have played in past. So it's not that every time coach will prefer 2 centre back. It's depending on what kind of quality of Indian players they have. Because if the teams increases, by the way, then the good Indian players, good Indian centre back will not sit on the bench. They have a more option to pick from. If there will be two more ISL clubs in the league. What about thoughts on East Bengal? Lots of rumors, murmurs from Kolkata, like always, but still everything is not at that stage to report from our side. When we'll report for sure. ATK will come back next season. ATK Mohan Bagan due means I think they will be. ISL under 23, no news, but I think when we move to next season, hopefully youth leagues and these reserve league will get resumed, and in terms of ISL reserve league get started. Any since Hanan has had contract, did Northeast United got transfer fee? Nope. I think most of the contract got terminated. By the way, if he had the contract, just like Ortiz got his contract terminated, so I think there were no transfer fee involved. By the way, so they really have a 8-year plans for come in ISL. Not bad for them. I think that's the thing. You have to think long term. I think you can't be saying just from now without proving yourself that you want to win ISL. Mohammedan Sporting can win ISL, do well, win the I-League trophy, and then claim that you want to win ISL. I think there will be clubs like Gokulam who will say we've done more on merit to be in ISL than say Mohammedan Sporting, and so I think let's see how they do in this year I-League and what they do. Why there is a less friendly, this I've taken already. Chetri AFC qualifiers तक fit हो जाएगा ना? Chetan Sahu, yes, हो जाएगा, don't worry. Whether India can win the Bahrain team, I have taken all those questions. Your thoughts on Jamshedpur Stadium, atmosphere of GRD Tata Complex in the tournament, Sushma? I've tweeted this on my Twitter also. If the season was normal, I was planning to go couple of stadium. Kolkata Derby was there, and I wanted to go to JRD Tata Complex and Kochi and Guwahati to watch games. I was planning 3-4, but hopefully next season onwards we'll do that. Ananda says actual viewership got down because of refereeing, nothing else. that's and don't think so. I think club people will not stop watching their team if referees not doing their duty. But yeah, आप कबड्डी में आए थे ना संचित शर्मा? हाँ, मैं कबड्डी में भी आया था. Telecast detail for friendlies, there is no confirmation as of now regarding that, but we'll have something confirmation very soon regarding the same. कलिंगा स्टेडियम का पिच अपडेट्स ऑन नॉर्थ ईस्ट यूनाइटेड हेड कोच शेन भाई, अभी अपडेट नहीं है regarding the foreign coach for North East United, but they were looking for the Indian coach in the January window. By the way, they approached a couple of Indian coaches, but it didn't work, so they stick to the technical director and Khalid Jamil model. We need more clubs from Northeast in ISL, not a single club representing whole Northeast. I have been always saying rename the Northeast United to be Guwahati or Assam FC and get one more ISL club from, then it's open up for Aizawl, for Shillong, for Manipur, maybe for Sikkim in some years to have an ISL clubs, because Northeast United, I'm not sure, if I know why they've done that, and I know the people who have made this franchisee very closely, by the way, but I think it doesn't make any sense in the longer term. If tomorrow there is a Aizawl FC in ISL, if there is a Shillong Lejong in ISL, if there is United Sikkim in ISL, then how this Northeast United will make sense. Tactical battles, I have not made any of Kumar Reddy for, will make it for national team. Ogbeche to ATK Mohan in place of Krishna. I think that's what Kolkata rumors is all about. Hyderabad FC is playing ATK Mohun Bagan in the semi-final. So of course, what the local media will do, they will link the best player from that particular team to the ATK Mohun Bagan to disturb the opponent camp. I think this happened in past in High League also. We have seen it, and nothing new. But I will not sure Ogbeche or his representative will be talking to any club while he's still playing the semi-finals and finals of ISL. So fans have to figure out that thing for sure. Just give me 1 second. Any Chennai FC news? Chennai FC news was Saurav Das have signed for Chennai FC. Sajid Dot have extended. Mohammad Rafiq was talking to them, but not confirmed as of now. Which foreigner do you expect Northeast United to retain? That's very interesting. Not sure anything about Northeast United, but I think they wanted to, somebody like Gallego to be there. He has been not, but I think we might see finally a small, reboot in the in Northeast United now. I think for sure that's what I think they will have to do, considering these foreigners, some of them there for a while have not done well. Some of these Indian players will not want to. Marcelino was a short-term signing for sure. I think Flotman was a kind of again second or third choice player which they signed. I think tough to say for sure that who they will sign, who they will retain at this moment without knowing their coach. Will they give? I think Brown is the striker they need to retain for sure. So that's the important thing I think for them to get somebody like Brown to retain the Brown. Ashish, can you show the tactical battle of semi-final? I have not made any tactical battle, so but I think there will be battle between Greg Stewart and somebody like any defensive midfielder from Kerala Blaster which Jixon Singh is playing, because that player have to do a role on Greg Stewart, kind of not a centre back, he's a defensive midfielder, have to do role on a Greg Stewart. He plays in that between the spaces between the midfield and the defense and for the opponent team. So I think there will be a the centre defensive midfielder have to do role on him. From Kerala Blaster, Adrian Luna, again similar kind of a role, and somebody like Mobasir have to do a job on him. So I think that's what we are hoping to see. But Sahel is also important player, but then you have Ritvik Das from Kerala, from Jamshedpur FC. I am figuring out that we might see an Indian player making the difference for any of these in these knockout game for sure. That's what I think. What wrong with Mumbai City FC was this team for Lobera and not Des? That's one thing for sure. Another thing is Des have not shown the tactical flexibility when his team went out of form. He could have changed the formation, he could have changed the structure of play, but he kept the same, and I think that might be the reason they're not never bounced back. As I was discussing in earlier part, in ISL momentum goes one way straight away. When you start losing game, you can start losing again and again, and that's how you will you lose the momentum, and then when you're on the loop of these losing games, it's not easy to come back because there's not enough training times. Do you see player like Vasquez playing next season? I'm sure Kerala Blaster do the continuity from this season. We'll not see many players moving away. They're already talking, many of these players are already multi-year deals for their foreigners. So let's see how they does it. But I think no club, if they are in the knockout stage, will talk to their player regarding new contract next season. They will keep their player mentally free. Even they will not approach their representative. And of course, they would have any initial chat with the representatives, but I still feel they will take decision when the ISL get over. No transfer news for Hyderabad as of now. ATK Mohun Bagan, transfer news nothing. They have signed one Indian player, that's the only thing. We will not see many new players going ATK Mohun Bagan. They have a good squad. They will try to do, I think there will be some new foreign profiles joining ATK Mohun Bagan in upcoming season. We will see some kind of reboot in terms of foreigners at ATK Mohun Bagan for sure. Will we finally see Roy Krishna on the move? That's interesting. Let's see how that happened. Will he go back to A-League? That's another question. Or will he go back to any other ISL team? So I think we might finally see Roy Krishna available in the market, because Juan is a very flexible coach and he wants to build his own team in a long term. If he wants to go, because he have missed the ISL League Shield twice. Of course, he won twice now. Last season with Goa, now this season again with Goa and ATK Mohun Bagan. So he will hopefully next season try to win the trophy for sure. Lineups have come. Let me check the lineup also and then wrap up the show accordingly. Jamshedpur FC and versus Kerala Blaster, first leg, home match of the game. The lineup is here. Jamshedpur FC, TP Renish, goalkeeper, Ricky, left back, Ilsavia, Peter, two good centre back, Lalndin Punia as a right back, Ritvik Das, Jitinder Singh, Pranay Haldar, three man in midfield. You can put Ritvik Das as a forward player also, Len, Chima and Greg Stewart. So you can see this lineup in a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 in a different way. Kerala Blaster, Gill is there, Ruyam is there, Leskov is there, Sanjeev Stalin. That's the big call. Hamjot Kabra as a right back, Ayush, Adhikari and Khoilring as a defensive midfield, Sahel Abdul Samad on wings alongside Adriel Luna from left wing. Then we have Pereira Diaz and Alvaro Vasquez. Not surprising in terms of Kerala lineup. Sanjeev Stalin, but we could have seen somebody like the other fullback, but I'm not surprised that we are seeing Sanjeev Stalin. But in terms of fullback, they did not have much. By the way, there is no Nishu Kumar, no Jessel, so I think Sanjeev Stalin selection became naturally for them. They have Chencho, Raul KP is on bench, that's an added boost for them. because they will need Raul KP's pace in the later part of the match. Vinci Barreto is another attacking position. Jackson Singh on the bench, so he has kind of lost his position with Ayush Adhikari and Kwaling, both the midfielder, and that's the change of guard from the in terms of midfielder for two young midfielders. Jackson Singh is still more experienced than these two midfielders, so I think that's the battle which is going to decide the midfield battle. In terms of Jamshedpur's bench, you have Narendra on bench, Sandeep Mandi, Anash. Alex Lima is on the bench, by the way, so that's another interesting call. He can make impact from bench. Mubasir Rahman, Jordan Murray, and Ishan Pandita. If you talk about bench only, I think Jamshedpur's bench looks stronger to Kerala Blasters, and I think it's a battle in midfield for both the team. I think if you tell me, Kerala Blaster is going with 4-4-2 for sure. They have their Sahel and Eder Luna playing on the wings, and for Jamshedpur FC, I think it's 4-2-3-1 with Greg Stewart playing in the number 10. And we have Chima as a centre forward, Ritik Das on the one wing, and Len on the another wing. But we'll see Greg Stewart and Ritik Das switching the position. So I think interesting battle regarding the lineup. Let's see how they do it. So guys, that's it. Hopefully we have to quickly go and switch our setup to watch the ISL semi-final between these two teams. Just let me know your prediction in terms of the vote. 55% people are saying Kerala Blaster, Jamshedpur saying 45%. I have a feeling that we might see 1-1 or 2-1 to Jamshedpur FC in this leg, and then we'll talk about the next leg maybe later on. But I think it either will be 1-1 between Kerala Blaster and Jamshedpur FC, or 2-1 or 1-0 for Jamshedpur FC. So Jackson Singh have an injury, but I think it's not that serious as he's already on the bench. What is the schedule for Mumbai City FC, where they will train for AFC? They will come back to, I think, the base to train. I will figure it out, the information in the next week episode, and then I will bring you that information. There is a screening in Kerala, good for them. Yes, I think more clubs need to do that. Hopefully, according to who is better, Terry or Leskovic. I think both the play a different set of attributes. It's not easy to compare both the centre backs, but I think Leskovic this season for sure. Overall, I think I will go with Terry. We need more players like Greg Stewart. Lovely player, says Utpal. I think if you go back to my practical preview for Jamshedpur FC, I said the same, and I think it was a fantastic throughout the season. So guys, thank you for joining in. You can hit the like button if you are not hit, and let me know if you need any information in upcoming videos. You can put on the comment section. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter username is 7Negi Ashish. Similar on Instagram. There are lots of stuff coming up on the channel. Keep following. You can subscribe Khel Now TV, and there are social media link of Khel Now in description tab, which you can click and follow on the platform you want to do it. We are also on Telegram group. You can join our Telegram group by clicking the link in the description tab. Thank you for watching. I will see you the next week.